Hello to everyone. Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to have a discussion with the chosen in regards to a message called Stop Picking at the Scab and Let It Heal. Now, what prompted me to bring this message forward is, I was talking to my daughter yesterday, and she had a scab and she kept picking at it. And I told her, I was like, stop picking at it. The scab is there so that it can heal up underneath. Stop picking at it and let it heal. And right away, I heard a message from the Most High that was directed towards me saying, stop picking at that scab and let it heal. Okay. Now, as you all know, if you've been following me, you know that I've been going through some changes, as we all do. Okay, that's a part of the transformation process. And so I would never sit over here and say that I am perfect, okay, because that would be foolish and that would keep me from evolving higher if I even perpetrated to be in that energy. So I found that there's been some deeply, hidden wounds that I had maybe avoided or that had not been triggered for me to recognize that they still existed that were recently triggered. And I've been diligently working on it for the past about a week now. But I find that I was picking at the scab. Now, when I say picking at the scab, I mean more on a spiritual level in saying like overthinking, diving back into the past over and over again, reliving and bringing it into the current moment over and over again, constantly trying to dissect and dive deeper and to gain some clarity. And meanwhile, not staying in the moment, not staying in the present moment and fully having the opportunity or giving myself the opportunity to relish in all of the beautiful things that I could be grateful for right now. So I wanted to bring this message forward for those of you who have been going through some things and you find that you are working towards healing something, but you keep picking at the scab through your thoughts, through your fears, through your apprehension, and whatever it is that's causing you to pretty much have to kind of start the healing process all over again. Because when you rip the scab off, then you got to start all over again. And so I'm pulling some cards today because I want to see what this looks like for the chosen, how your interference, because I mean, okay, this message might not be for everybody. I have to say that because some people will watch and say, well, I'm not picking at no scabs. I'm good. But for those of you who are drawn to this message, if you find that it resonates with you, please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment below so that we can all support one another as we go through this journey, of evolving. We're in year number 7. And so diving deeper is naturally the thing that we're going to do. And it does not always feel good because the deeper you dive, the closer you get to those wounds that were, they were hidden, because you had layers and layers and layers of protective barrier around them. And so now we're diving deeper in year 7. And so if you find that this resonates with you or that someone else may need the message, please be sure to share it as well. So let's just see. I'm going to pull some cards about this energy. I'm going to also look into how it might be affecting you in your day-to-day life. And of course, I'll be pulling for advice towards the end. It's a few different decks I'm going to be pulling from, so this message might be kind of long. So let's get right into it. It says, don't fear a blank canvas. Use it to turn your life into a masterpiece. Okay, so a blank canvas could indicate that whatever it is you might be going through, it could indicate that you're starting all over again. You're having to start from scratch. And so it could indicate that that scab that you keep pulling back is like maybe rethinking and reliving the losses that you had to take in order to create this blank canvas for yourself. A blank canvas can be very beneficial. For some people, it can be very intimidating because at that point you have to figure out, you have to awaken your creativity to know how to bring some life into that blank canvas. And so if your creativity is blocked, then it's intimidating to look at a blank canvas and try to figure out, so what do I do with it now? But it is an opportunity to paint exactly what you want and how you want it, okay? So don't fear. The first part of this says don't fear. So fear is also what is causing you is, it's like the example of you pulling off the scab while you're in the process of healing. You might be healing from, taking a lot of losses, whether it's material things, whether it's people that was in your life, whether it was a career path or a job or, you know, um, friendship, romantic partnerships, whatever it could be. There is a fear when it comes to this blank canvas. It's a fear of starting all over again. And so you're wanting to clear out that energy. So I do suggest, while I'm, thinking about it, if you could grab a pen and paper, because you all know I'm a strong advocate for writing things down to burn and release them. It's very powerful. And so you want to start off with, I destroy and clear all of the following from my energy. And so whatever you pick up in this message, if it resonates with you, you want to write it down. So right now what we're seeing is fear of the unknown or fear of starting over. Okay. Then you have here, it's okay to be different. Don't try so hard to fit in. So it could very well be that you might have cleared out this canvas. You might have this blank canvas now because a lot of people ended up running off, or you might have had to separate yourself from a lot of people because you find that the most organic version of who you are is quite different. And not everyone is ready for that type of energy. Not everyone is able to embrace someone who is just authentically, uniquely who they are. The fact of the matter is, if the world, if every human being was in their authenticity, if they were organic in their organic state, then the fact of the matter is everybody would be different. Everybody would be unique. Everybody would have their own energetic signature. But the fact of the matter is, we do have a lot of walking zombies. And so it becomes more comfortable to kind of blend in with the crowd and be inauthentic to who you truly are, because in that energy, you're more accepted, and other people don't have to take a look at themselves and say, okay, well, maybe I should be working on becoming my most authentic self. You create a mirror for those people, and it can be quite intimidating when you're comfortable with the fact that you are different. And so it's a lot of times it places you in a position where you end up alone. You don't end up having a large circle of people that understand or even appreciate your uniqueness. But this says it's okay to be different. Don't try so hard to fit in. So it could very well be that peeling back the scab could look like beating yourself up for not being like other people, beating yourself up for not being able to fit in with the crowd, or not being able to meet a specific person's expectations because they might be accustomed to this, but you come in with something very different. And it's like, you don't want to merge, you don't want to transform who you are for the sake of keeping someone else comfortable. That's the biggest disservice that a person could do to themselves. And that is the ultimate act of lack of self-love. Okay. Self-love looks like being authentically you, regardless of how it makes others feel. And so if you are peeling back the scab and beating yourself up for not being able to fit in, then you want to write down, fear of being my most unique and authentic self, fear of not fitting in. Okay. So then we have here, let go. I mean, really let go. There's something better on the horizon. Okay. And so it could definitely be a fear of letting go of the past. This could also be a part of pulling back that scab, over and over again, like, fear of, creating illusions in your mind about like the worst case scenario if you were to release a person, place, a thing, a job, a career path, a spiritual belief system. It's so many different subjects that this could be centered around, but whatever it is saying to let it go because there's something better on the horizon. And so the fear of the unknown is what I'm feeling like. Fear of letting go, fear of losing control. That's what I'm picking up as well. So you want to also add that to your list. Then I have here, following your heart will lead you to the right things. I have two cards that came out. Then I have, it's okay to not have all the answers. They will come when you need them. Okay, so that's in alignment with what I just said, fear of the unknown, not having all the answers. When you have this blank canvas, it's like you don't really have anything to give you, like a tip on what this thing is supposed to look like. Like you don't have anything to read or to see, except for diving within and finding the courage and the confidence to use that blank canvas to create yourself. Like we get so accustomed to falling in line with what has been laid out before us by someone else, by a system, by a family belief system, or conditioning from a religious structure. Like it's laid out for us, and all we have to do is just follow the blueprint. But it can be very intimidating when the canvas is blank and the only thing that you have to work with is your own imagination and your own creativity, and what can you visualize. So fear, or you could say also intimidation of creating, put that on the list. Fear of letting go, um, fear of what could be on the other side, you know, um, and then fear of not having all the answers. That's a big one. Fear of not having all the answers. So pulling back that scab could be you constantly trying to figure out, how is this going to turn out? Where is this going to go? What does this blank canvas mean? Is it going to send me to my demise? Am I going to lose everything? Am I going to go all the way backwards in my healing process? You have all of these questions in your mind, overthinking. So you want to add that to the list too. Overthinking, okay? Um, because ultimately following your heart will lead you to the right things. So you don't have all of the answers right away, where it's something that you could look at a blueprint or look at a map and it says go this way or go that way. But when you follow your heart, follow where your love is, follow where your passion is, um, that is when you end up taking the right path either way it goes. You don't need some sort of external measure to guide you, because your internal compass, you're listening to that and you're following that. Okay, you're following that guidance. And so um let's see what else is coming out here. I have here, you have intuitive ideas that you really need to act upon. So you have some things, you got some gifts, you have some creative things that's been going on in your mind that you've been intuitively guided to do. You've been thinking about it, and you want to follow your heart. But again, this would be the unknown. This would be you stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something very different, something that expresses your uniqueness. And that can be scary for a lot of people. I know that when I first started my journey in terms of stepping into my calling, it was kind of scary to take that jump, because I did wonder, what would people think about me? People got so accustomed to, seeing me work in healthcare, knowing me as being a registered nurse, and just knowing me to be someone that was more reserved and, I'd say somewhat traditional. I did kind of break out of traditional belief systems when I started practicing as a Hebrew Israelite, but even coming out of that particular practice and just moving towards spirituality, where there is no name for it, you just kind of, live and evolve, and you allow yourself to expand and grow without boundaries. I was kind of concerned in terms of how people might have felt about the new and improved version of me, whether or not people would accept it or reject it. And I did find that there were a lot of people that rejected it, but they were supposed to. And those who were supposed to accept it, they did too. And so everything balanced out in the end. I win, because I am the most authentic version of myself, or at least I am becoming that, because I still have layers that I'm shedding that was inauthentic to who I am, but that was created when I was under conditioning of society, and through fear, trying to fit in and trying not to stand out too much. And so you have ideas that you really need to act upon. So picking at the scab could look like you creating these illusions, unjustified fears in your mind of what it might look like if, or what people might think if you were to embark on this thing that your heart is telling you to move towards. So you can definitely write down fear of embarking on my intuitive ideas, fear of stepping, or fear of courageously moving towards my destiny. Put something like that down. So now let me see. I want to see, how is this affecting you on a physical plane, like on a day-to-day basis? How are these fears affecting you? What does that look like? So I'm going to clarify these cards. Don't fear. Gosh, okay, that came out fast. Strength card is in the reverse. Don't fear a blank canvas. Use it to turn your life into a masterpiece. So the strength card coming out in the reverse, definitely picking up on a blockage to the solar plexus chakra, which deals with your courage, your confidence, your personal power. It's something about this blank canvas that has you feel a little bit weakened, a little bit less confident or courageous, feeling a little bit powerless when it comes to the situation. And like I said, the blank canvas can be intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. It depends on how you look at it. If you look at that blank canvas and say, oh my goodness, I have the opportunity to create what I want when I want. So then you say, well, all of the losses that I took weren't losses after all. It was setting me up to be able to be the co-creator of my life and to step out there and do exactly what I desire to do. Then that blank canvas becomes the greatest blessing that you could ever have. So it really just depends on how you look at it. Now, the strength card in the reverse house affecting you on a day-to-day basis is that it's causing you to pull back and retract and feel like you're not as strong, feeling like you lack power or strength when it comes to this situation. Let me see. I'm going to get one more for that card. Don't fear a blank canvas. Use it to turn your life into a masterpiece. For some of you, this is also dealing with your abundance, where you might have walked away from a job, got fired from a job, or shifted your career path, or something concerning your abundance. You might have, dropped a partnership that you had concerning business and you want to take a different route. Whatever this is, with the number 8, it could definitely deal with abundance, but it's not always that. Just take it how it resonates for your circumstance. But you have the High Priestess coming out in the reverse. This is that energy of not really listening to your intuition. It's affecting you in a way where you're not exactly listening to your inner voice. Your inner voice is trying to tell you something and you might be ignoring it. You might be questioning it. And having a disconnect from those intuitive messages can also disrupt your creative expression. Because a lot of times when we get a creative idea, it's usually a thought that comes in. It's usually an intuitive nudge that comes in and says, this is it. Imagine doing this. This would be great. I could do this. But maybe you're hearing this and you're like, I don't really know if that's what it's supposed to be. I mean, I feel like it could be that, but maybe it's not, so you're not feeling strong enough to move on this and to paint on this blank canvas with whatever you're seeing in your mind's eye. So you're wanting to work on your third eye chakra. You're wanting to work on your solar plexus here. And then let's move on to, it's okay to be different. So don't try so hard to fit in. Look at that. The Ace of Wands came out for that card. So this is an exciting, passionate, new idea, a spark, something creative that's being given to you and handed to you by the Most High God. You're being guided to do something here. And this spark, this creative idea, it is going to highlight the fact that you are very different. But that's okay, because you'll be passionate enough about it for it to actually take off. This is something where you are seeing this in your own mind's eye, because their spirit, the physical eyes are closed. They're seeing this in their own mind's eye, whoever this is. And so you have a passionate idea, something that you can move towards, but you know that you're going to stand out. But it's saying don't try so hard to fit in. So now let me clarify this again. It's okay to be different. Don't try so hard to fit in. Okay, so I have the moon here. So it's almost like this energy of hiding. Yeah, definitely hiding in the darkness, not wanting to be seen. So she's like really deeply submerged in her emotions about this, but not allowing yourself to come up for air so that you can see that the reality is you being different is going to allow you to take off towards things that you're passionate about. It's going to allow you to flourish and to thrive in so many ways. It is the ultimate act of self-love, you being different and embracing that. But there is this energy of hiding from it. Definitely this energy of hiding from it. Wanting to keep that part of who you are hidden from the world. Because there might be a fear that others will judge you. I'm looking at these two wolves on each side here, the polarity of everything. You might have an energy that is, supportive of it, and then another energy that is not supportive of who you are. And so there's this energy, there's this, there is this fear of what that might look like on either end. So let me see. I'm looking at let go. I mean, really let go. There's something better on the horizon. What is this? Let go. There's something better on the horizon. So this is the World card here. The World card is definitely letting go, closing out old chapters and starting brand new, surrendering to, walking over the threshold into a new season. This is like that energy of that blank canvas, starting all over again. But this is the number 3 on here. It will allow you to awaken your creativity to where, there's something better on the horizon. There's something better on the other side when you step over that threshold. It really is saying close out that chapter and allow yourself, give yourself permission to embark on something new. Okay. And so, like I said, for some of you, this could be dealing with career. For some of you, this is dealing with your spiritual belief systems. For some, this is dealing with, it can be anything, okay? 3 of Pentacles, this is working with others, stepping over this threshold to create something, because the 3 of Pentacles is all about creating something, building something, collaborating to do something. And usually it leads to success, because these are people that's using their own creativity, using their creativity to build what they see in their mind's eye. So passionately letting go of the past to move towards something better that's on the horizon. Yes, you will stand out. Yes, you will be different, but being different is actually what leads you towards your success. You don't want to be a walking zombie, because I mean, come on, who wants to be like everybody else? There's no success in that. There's only, boundaries and fears and insecurities and lack of creative ideas and passion. And, it's just dull there. So this is the World card. You're going to close out some sort of old chapter here, leave the past behind to move forward and build. Okay. You might even be building with other people here, but this is going to be a pretty grand project. I can see that. So let me see. It's okay to have all of the it's okay not to have all of the answers. They will come when you need them. So what is this all about in your physical? Okay. So the 5 of Pentacles is here with the 6 of Cups in the reverse. This could be that energy of taking losses, feeling of being abandoned, left out in a cold. I feel like whatever this is, picking at the scab is like it's a trigger. Something has triggered you to want to expedite the process of healing, because this energy just doesn't feel so good. You don't like what it looks like. You don't like what it feels like. For some of you, this is, you're dealing with financial issues and you don't have all the answers on how you're going to come out of whatever this is, whatever these changes are surrounding your finances, and you might be feeling left out in the cold. For others of you, this is a fear of being abandoned, and it's being triggered based on a wound that you had in your childhood that had not been fully healed. So somebody might have come in and triggered that. And so you may not have all the answers on, what's on the other side of this door. What is this going to look like moving ahead? And so knowing that the answers will come to you is the most important thing. Staying, that's why it's so important to stay in the now, because living too far into the future or too much into the past can cause you to miss out on all of the beautiful moments that's happening right now, because right now is what you control. It is the energy that you can balance out the most. It's staying in the now. So yes, for some of you, this is financial, feeling, wondering what it's going to look like if you take the leap of faith to close out an old chapter and to start brand new. So let me see. Following your heart will lead you to the right things. What is this all about? Following your heart will lead you to the right things. I feel like for you all, so a lot of you are supposed to be doing things in the arts of some capacity, okay? That's what you're supposed to be doing, whether it's through spoken word, whether it's through music, whether it's through dance, singing, theater, whatever, fashion. There's something here that you're supposed to be doing, and it's your own path. But the thing is, you might be in this position where you feel like you got to convince others of your position. You got to convince others of why you're taking this path. And that is what's standing in the way of you taking the leap of faith to start really painting on this beautiful canvas that's being handed to you. So in this current energy, while this is still lingering, of course, it'll be a long process before you're able to have this breakthrough if you keep picking at the scab, right? We all know in the physical, if you keep picking at a scab, it's going to take longer to heal. And the more you pick at it, the more scar tissue you'll have by the time it's done. So you want to make sure that you just continue to nurture it, continue to put that salve on it. That salve in the spiritual realm looks like loving on yourself, staying in the now, saying affirmations of love, having gratitude for the present moment, cleansing your spiritual space, doing the work, using the spiritual tools that I'm that I'm expressing to you here, as far as writing things down and burning them, giving thanks to the Most High, expressing gratitude, and just working closely with your spiritual team and giving thanks to them for helping you to heal and to push through these changes that you're going through, and to also awaken your gifts and to show you how to be courageous and bold enough to move towards your gifts. So let me see. Following your heart will lead you to the right things. What does this look like in your physical environment? Following your heart will lead you to the right things. Yeah. So see, there is heartbreak and fear of judgment. With judgment coming out in the reverse and heartbreak, it could be that following your heart to do something different, maybe you fear hurting someone in the process. Maybe you fear being hurt if you follow your heart to do something, but having to leave person, place, thing behind. Fear of being judged for making this decision to take a different route. And so it doesn't allow you to be your most transparent and authentic self when you're making moves based off of fear of how it's going to impact others. It's always best to just follow your heart and know that you cannot go wrong when you're moving towards destiny. You will most definitely go wrong when you're working in opposition to it, because at that point you end up calling a lot of negative karmic cycles and lessons to yourself until you get the message that says it's time to move forward, close out this chapter, and move into your purpose. I feel like for a lot of you, this really does deal with your uniqueness, your own special gifts, and being fearless and courageous enough to really step into that. But for others of you, like I said, it could be dealing with friendships, love, family, spirituality, whatever this is. So let me see. You have intuitive ideas that you really need to act upon. So what does this look like for you? Because we saw the high priestess in the reverse, and that is the one who has the intuition, but it's rejecting those intuitive messages. So it says you have intuitive ideas that you really need to act upon. So let's see. What is this? So whatever this is, it has a strong potential to lead you towards financial security, okay? It looks like something where it's a harvest, Six of Pentacles to the Seven of Pentacles. It's a harvest that keeps coming, infinite harvest with that infinity sign right there. And you're planting the seeds of something that you'll be nurturing. It's like it'll be your baby, something that you really would put all of your passion and your care into, and it would reap a very good harvest as a result of that. So whatever this intuitive idea is, it will bring in a beautiful harvest. But the fear of doing something different, the fear of being judged, the fear of not fitting in with others, the fear of the unknown, the intimidation of the blank canvas, the fear of following your heart and not listening to that intuitive nudge that's telling you that this is what I should move towards, the fear of judgment by others, is blocking you from this abundance. Because see, what I see here is this Five of Pentacles came out to clarify it's okay not to have all the answers. They will come when you need them. Five of Pentacles, again, can deal with having financial hardship. But the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles came out to clarify you have intuitive ideas that you really need to act upon. So that's just showing you that you don't see where this is going to go. You don't see why all of these changes have happened. And it's like, okay, well, I don't know what's on the other side of the door now that I've taken losses in certain areas of my life. You know, you might be feeling some lack mentality or feeling like you don't have enough of something or material harvest or whatnot. But what's being shown to you right here in this reading is that if you act upon that thing that you've been thinking about, that idea, that intuitive idea, that creative idea, you're going to go out of the Five of Pentacles and move up to the Six of Pentacles, then to the Seven of Pentacles, okay? So I feel like it's just going to be a progressive energy of you elevating higher when it comes to your abundance, like more increased abundance is definitely what I'm picking up here. So let me see. Some of you are meant to be like speakers, you know, teachers, whatever this is, it's going to move you towards your happiness. Okay. So don't be in this energy of deceiving yourself in terms of what brings you happiness, what brings you joy, what brings you fulfillment. Just follow your heart and you will not be led astray. So let me see. I'm going to pull from another deck. Put these back. There are blessings that you're going to be moving towards because it was your destiny. This is at the bottom of the deck. It's your destiny to do this. It's your destiny to make this change, okay? You have here, breathe through the tension. So again, that's the Scorpio energy, full moon in Scorpio. Breathe through the tension because see, the Scorpio can sting, okay? And if you're constantly picking at the scab, something is trying to heal here so that you can be prepared to take action and to move towards something here. And so you want to breathe through that tension. When you find yourself feeling anxious or having that anxiety when it comes to, okay, what's on the other side? I don't have all the answers. What's going to happen if this? And, you know, what are people going to think if I do that? Worrying about other people's opinion of you being different or you stepping out there to do something that's outside of what they consider to be the norm. Breathe through that tension, okay? Because this is going to move you towards a very stable and solid foundation. It's going to lead you towards something that is very, you know, a happy, it's going to be very secure. Number 4 deals with security and stability. It's going to be a very secure position and protected too with the rainbow there. Yeah. You have trapped in fear. So there is this energy of self-imposed imprisonment when it comes to moving towards whatever this is. Let me clarify trapped in fear. Oh, that's a lot of cards. Hold on. Let me clarify trapped in fear. With the number 8 there, again, this could be dealing with your abundance. With the number 4 on the foundations and achievements, it could be dealing with your home front, your security, maybe a fear of relocating, because the 4 of Wands can deal with moving into a new home. So there could be a fear surrounding that. I do have purity here. So trapped in fear is clarified by purity. Hmm. Hmm. So purity can deal with like, because that's cleansing, becoming purified, cleansing. Um, and of course, fear is like a very toxic energy, okay? If you had to look at it in the spiritual realm, it would look very dirty, very polluted type of energy you would be looking at. And so you're wanting to cleanse your energy of this fear, but there might also be a fear of being pure, a fear of being cleansed, because somehow this toxic energy of fear has been a protective layer. Somehow it's been a protective barrier that has allowed you to use it as an excuse to not make certain moves and changes. So it could be that energy of knowing that, okay, if I purify my energy, if I cleanse my spiritual space, if I cleanse my temple, if I become the best version and the most organic version of myself, now what? Now that means I have to, people are going to see me for who I am. That makes sense, right? Because like I said, the fear in the spiritual realm could look like pollution. And when you think about it, like think about when firefighters go out into a fire and it's a lot of smoke and smog around, and they come out with all of this, dark, I guess you call it smog, I don't know, on their faces from the pollutants of the fire or whatnot. This is like, that's what that fear looks like. And so with all of that all over you, you're unrecognizable. So it's like this energy of, well, if you purify yourself, if you cleanse yourself, then suddenly you step forward and people see you for who you truly are. And that's fearful for a lot of people here. That's fearful here. And so this is where you want to burn and release all fear of being your most authentic self. Fear of judgment by others for who you truly are. Let me see. Yeah, you have leadership. You're being called to step into a leadership position. And you have everything that it takes. It's like you're built for this. You're definitely built for this. And there's another card. You have a white wolf here. You have a white bear here. So it's something about purifying your energy to prepare for this position, because you was born to be a leader of some capacity. It could also be showing that you're born to be an entrepreneur. But whatever you're being called to do is very unique, and it's going to be an expression of your personal uniqueness here. Then you have here, you're very close to achieving your goal. So once you purify your energy, you're going to get closer to stepping into this position. And this bear, this is a big bear. So it's like you're going to feel confident in moving towards whatever you're called to do, because you know that you're built for it. You know that, you're protected. You're safe. It's safe for you to do this. So let me pull one more card here. Look at that. Material and spiritual prosperity. Once you do this, you're going to have not just material prosperity, but spiritual prosperity. So material harvest that's growing, and spiritually you will be growing as well. And that's where you find that balance. It doesn't, that's how you find that balance, okay? You don't want to have one without the other. And so this is going to bring some real harmony into your life here. So I'm really feeling like the changes that you're going through right now is definitely guiding you towards this new beginning. The numbers that's missing, because I have 4, 6, and 8. What's missing right now is 5 and 7. So you're wanting to use your spiritual connection to the Most High and your spiritual team to overcome any challenges or changes that are being made at this time in order to get you here to this material and spiritual prosperity. Using spirituality to overcome the challenges, using your spiritual insight. So don't ignore your intuition. Don't ignore how you feel. Use it as a guide, as a compass, as a spiritual compass, so that you could see your way through this path that you can't see with your natural eyes, but you can feel your way through. And the Most High and your spiritual team is there to guide you the whole way, because this is your destiny. So you can't go wrong following your heart. But the only way you can follow your heart is to make sure that you have an open heart chakra. So wanting to do the spiritual work to overcome the challenges, because I did see a lot of heartbreak and loss and feelings of abandonment, and feelings of being left out in the cold and fear, and all of these different things that could definitely be affecting your heart chakra right now. So again, 5 and 7, using the spiritual tools to overcome the changes and challenges that you might be facing right now. And so I'll pull one more card just to close out, y'all. I hope this message brought you some clarity, and hopefully you'll utilize the tools that have been presented here. If you're ready to break free and move forward into the next part of your season, I strongly suggest that you do it. And let's see, you have so much to offer the world. Don't ever doubt your contribution, okay? You is your own energetic signature, your special gift that no one else can match. And they're not supposed to, because we're all uniquely involved in this thing as Christ consciousness. Everybody got a different part in the body. And even though you might say, okay, well, all the cells in a hand, it's all a hand. No, each individual cell has its own unique energy. It has its own unique blueprint. It has its own unique role and position that it plays in putting this hand together. And so you might invent a doggone chair. You already know there's millions of chairs out here, but there's something unique about yours. So don't ever think that what you have to bring is less valuable because you're comparing it to someone else's, or because you're saying, well, who's going to notice? No, you're going to be noticeable. I think your biggest fear is being noticed for being different. If you come forward with this thing and you're like, well, I'll just stick to the norm. I'll just do, no, it's not really where my heart is at, but I mean, it'll make a means to an end. Then you're not standing out from the crowd. And so in that energy, you're not being the most authentic and organic version of yourself. And in that energy, that means you're not stepping towards your destiny. Okay, you're slowing down the process to move towards your destiny. So you have so much to offer to the world. Don't ever doubt your contribution. Okay. So last card, this is at the bottom of the deck. This is beautiful how this ended. Believe in yourself and your ability to carry out your dream. Believe in yourself and your ability to carry out your dream. How can you not carry out your destiny? You can't go wrong. You can go wrong trying to carry out somebody else's destiny. You can go wrong trying to pretend to be something that you're not. You will always go wrong there. But when you go towards what you was created to do, you get rewarded and blessed for that. So believe in yourself and your ability to carry out your dream and move towards it. But of course, before you take that action, you want to make sure that your energy is purified. You want to make sure that you do the work to cleanse yourself, to make sure that you're in alignment with taking on that leadership position, and balancing out your emotions internally, accepting the changes and embracing the blank canvas, because that blank canvas is where you're going to create. You want to get out of that energy of picking at the scab, allow that scab to heal, by nurturing it, by putting that salve on it, by speaking life into it, and even embracing the fact that things are a little bit uneven. But once that scab is ready to come up, it will naturally come up, and you'll find that everything will be okay moving forward. Okay, so I love you all. If you want a private reading from me, just email me, and I will talk to you all next time.